Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you happen to be new here, my name is Erica and today is going to be a very chill video. I'm just going to be doing my makeup or getting ready with you guys and just having a little chit chat. I decided to do this video because when I was younger, this was kind of when I was like learning to do makeup. I did makeup at the most random hours just to learn and have fun, and I really don't ever do that anymore. If I'm doing makeup, it's because I have to go somewhere. Well, not really. Like if I have to film. The purpose is never for fun, creativity anymore, really. It's out of necessity. So I thought that this would be a fun way to catch up with you guys and also just feel good. Some girl was saying that she likes to get ready for no reason sometimes just to remind herself of her potential, and I thought that it was funny because it's like true. So, or at least it's true for me. That's what I'm gonna be doing. So if you end up liking this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss my next one. Okay, let's get right into it. So as you can see, I changed my top into this little turtleneck moment. With the headband, it's giving me nun vibes. No offense to any nuns. I hope that I don't offend anybody with my sense of humor. I wanted to wear this to serve my look, and if I waited until after I had my makeup on to put this turtleneck on, then it would get messed up by the turtleneck. So I thought critically before I started this process, and now we're good to go. So we're gonna start with foundation. I'm using Clinique, the Beyond Perfecting foundation, and Clinique is cruelty-free only here. I believe not in China, so it's not cruelty-free or vegan globally. So just be wary of that if that's something that you care about. I am doing my best to ensure that things that I use cruelty-free and vegan. If you didn't know, I'm vegan. It just occurred to me that I'm using the wrong brush, but we already started. Just like grabbed the wrong brush, and then I realized after it was already too late. I did want to ask you guys, just because he did tell me that, you know, prayers really do mean a lot to him and they go a long way. So if you pray, could you please pray for my dad who is in the ICU with COVID? I would really appreciate that, and I know that he would really appreciate that. He's hanging in there, and Dad, if you're watching this, I love you and you're gonna be all good, and I'm praying for you and thinking about you all the time. And now all the people on my YouTube channel are gonna start praying for you too. So thank you guys in advance. Another serious thing that I wanted to address is the violence that's been inflicted upon the Asian community. And as someone who is committed to anti-racism, I cannot be silent about issues like this. So if you want to learn more about that, I'm going to drop some resources down below, and also some places that you can donate if you wish to do so. But I think that the most important thing to do, or most important things to do, is to educate yourself, to use your voice, and of course to just act in love and integrity at all times. And of course, no matter who it is, just speak up for those who can't speak up for themselves, and stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves. This foundation doesn't match, and you're probably thinking to yourself like, Erica, we can see that you look like a ghost. It's interesting. I thought that this foundation, for a little while it was looking too yellow, which I do have like warmer undertones, but now it's just looking too light. So it's a good thing that I have a turtleneck on because it helps. It's not like you can see an apparent like two different colors from my face to my neck, you know? I mentioned before that I was like really struggling with my acne again, which, I mean, you know, the pimples, they're there, but I have found a routine that I feel pretty good about, and if I continue to feel good about it, then I'm gonna of course share it with you guys, because I think that that would be helpful to know. And my new routine is completely cruelty-free and vegan, which I can really appreciate. Let me know in a comment down below if you guys want to see that. I'm still looking very ghostly, but that's okay. Next I'm going to go in with some powder. This powder is by Maybelline, but I'm not going to talk too much about it because it's actually not cruelty free. So it's one that I would like to transition from when the time is right and this product is used up. That's another thing, is if you have a product that's not cruelty free or vegan, but you want to start using cruelty free and vegan products, remember that you don't want to waste it if you already have it. In my opinion, the least wasteful thing to do would be to use it, because, you know, as long as it's not harmful on your skin, just because, you know, it's already been created. It's kind of like the argument of vegans that believe that it's ethical to be buying leather, things like leather products secondhand. This has taken a really vegan turn. My headband feels so tight, like it's already giving me a headache. Okay, just for the sake of, oh my goodness, I can't do it. She's gone. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna go in with a contour slash bronzer situation because I'm looking a little weird, looking a little flat. We're gonna give our face some dimension. So something that I did want to talk about in this video as I address what's been going on in the Asian community. Going in with this e.l.f. palette that I got for Christmas. This one is cruelty free and vegan. For me, growing up Filipino in an area that is predominantly white, it was very interesting because I was just really made aware of how different I looked. Mainly at school, people would talk about my eyes like it was the thing to do, or my body type, and just like things that were microaggressive about the fact that I was Asian. I was commonly mistaken for a friend of mine who looked nothing like me, but we're just both Asian girls. It is true that in Asian culture, or at least in Filipino culture in my experience, there is this aspect of we don't share certain things, we don't talk about certain things, we sweep things under the rug, we don't bring unnecessary attention to ourselves, and that's something that I've just come to recognize and sort of unlearn. For example, my grandpa really doesn't like tattoos, or the fact that I have tattoos, and just the fact that I have them obviously shows that I don't agree with that more traditional ideal that I'm supposed to stick to a certain way of looking. Something funny, recently I've had this tattoo for months right here, and that's how long that I've had it. And the whole time I have lived with my grandpa, and so he's definitely seen it. I mean, you can't hide this, it's there, you're gonna see it. But recently, like 2 days ago, he was like, is that like 333 tattoo on your hand like permanent, like you can't wash it off? And I was like what? It was just a moment where I could see the disappointment in his face, or the disapproval really, and I had to not even be defensive about it, but just be confident and stand firm in who I am, and obviously my bold decision to get my hand tattooed when it's not something that's accepted in my family of origin, or at least not the older generation, because my mom has tattoos, and like even my grandpa has tattoos, but that's just a whole nother thing. But anyways, he was like, you can't wash that off, and I was just such a smart ass about it, and I was like, can you wash your tattoos off? And then he was like, why would you get that? And because I'm not going to sit here and try to explain, the meaning of a tattoo to him when he already has his mindset on not approving or liking it. I just stuck with the very simple answer of because I wanted it. And he was just like, oh. I really, from a young age, stepped into wanting to rebel against this idea of just being lumped with what being an Asian American woman is supposed to look like or is depicted like. Mainstream media is very white centric, and so I didn't see representation of powerful, beautiful Asian women all the time in media, mainstream media, and all the things like that. But that's something that I feel like is changing in recent times, which is incredible. I'm looking for my Anastasia dip brow. Anastasia dip brow is cruelty free and vegan, so go Anastasia, go Anastasia. I think that all bad went through really dark days with their eyebrows, and if it was just me, then it is what it is. And I noticed that like the way that I do my eyebrows is not everybody's cup of tea either. What matters is if your makeup is your cup of tea. That's what matters. Or, you know, you don't even have to wear makeup if that's not your cup of tea. I definitely go makeupless most of the time in quarantine. If this comes out, you know, crazy, I feel so far from my mirror, but we're just winging it. Zoe is doing way better now. I mentioned in my last video that she was going through some health stuff, and she is 100% better. Thank you for your thoughts and your prayers if you have been thinking of her and praying for her. Oh, my back hurts. I'm sitting crisscross applesauce on a little square pillow like a genie in the corner of my room, and my back just feels twisted. Let me readjust myself. I'm gonna carve out my eyebrows because it's just my favorite way to do my eyebrows. I noticed that like it's a trend to do soap brows or like the really fanned out brows, and I don't think that that looks great on me, so I just don't do it. But if that looks great on you, then go off. Go off. Oh, my back. Tell me some things if you guys know anything for pain relief besides my back. I have chronic neck pain. I've broken my neck, and I have been struggling with my pain ever since. So if you guys have any natural pain remedies, that's really what I'm looking for. Please don't tell me like, oh, pop this. Don't recommend me opiates. I'm talking about like maybe a sort of stretching, a certain workout. Oh yeah, something that I wanted to know. By the way, I'm carving my eyebrows out with my foundation. Some things that I wanted to know about you guys is, number one, do you guys have a morning routine? Why or why not? And then the other thing that I wanted to know about you guys is, do you make your bed in the morning or every day when you get up? Leave in a comment down below because I would love to know. For me, I guess I do have a morning routine because I wake up around the same time every day, obviously because I'm a mom, and so Zoe wakes me up around the same time every day, which is, when she was sick, it was honestly 6:30 a.m. But what's normal lately is 7, if I'm lucky, 7:30. But definitely she's like ready to be up and moving by usually 7. And so my morning routine goes a little something like, I open my eyes, and then because I have anxiety, I definitely try to ground myself in gratitude like right away, first thing when I open my eyes, because they say that you can't be anxious and grateful at the same time. So I definitely rather be grateful than anxious. So I open my eyes, and then I start to think about what I'm grateful for, and I start to give thanks for what I'm grateful for, even if it's like silently to myself while I'm still in bed. And then I get up and I get Zoe, and then we go downstairs and have breakfast together, or sometimes if I'm not hungry yet, then I will just make coffee, and then we will go on our morning walk, and then we'll get back, and at that point I will either have breakfast if I haven't yet, or make coffee if I haven't yet, or if I've done both of those things, then obviously I get some water in, and then I usually journal, or I definitely just need to incorporate some sort of writing in my day. Like I have a planner and a journal, and so just to like get my thoughts or my intentions or my plans or my to-do list down on paper, I definitely have to do that. It just makes me feel like things are in order. As of lately, I've been trying to find a balance that works for me, but I've been trying to not do too much intense work when Zoe is awake, or I'm trying to have present time with her. I've been kind of trying to limit that, and so I will prioritize like whatever that task is that I'm gonna be doing while she's awake, probably watching TV. And then other than that, I just try to spend intentional time with Zoe. We're gonna play, read books, color, whatever, and that's kind of my morning routine. If you know, you weren't curious, now you know. I also do make my bed every single morning. I try to do that before I get Zoe. Sometimes it happens like when she's in my room or when she's already up and awake, but in a perfect world, on a perfect day, I have my bed made before I exit the room and go and grab Zoe. We're doing a wing. For my people out there who like podcasts like me, or love podcasts like me, I have a new one that I am listening to, getting a taste of. It's called the Self-Love Fix podcast by Beatrice. I think that she's lovely. I think that that podcast has some really sweet insights to be filling your mind with in this cruel patriarchy dark world. This current moment, I'm waiting for my eyeliner to dry before I curl my eyelashes so that it doesn't get messed up. I've been wanting to start my own podcast. I already just need to do it. Like okay, restart that. I'm gonna start my own podcast. I've been talking about it. I bought a microphone for it. I'm figuring out the technicalities and the way that I'm gonna set it up. Back a long time ago, I used to make, okay, when I was like in elementary school, I made covers on my YouTube channel, and I remember like I sang like Rihanna Take a Bow, and what else? Just songs that I had like no business covering in elementary school, but I like fell in love with YouTube at such a young age because I've never been big on TV or movies, honestly. Even Netflix, like I've seen a few series, but that's not my jam. Like YouTube has always been my jam. And then I went through another phase of vlogging in my car. When I was maybe like 16, I was just vlogging like almost, I don't know, I was vlogging on a regular basis when I would be like driving to work from school, from high school. At that time, I liked to talk about God, and I feel like some of my videos were literally like me praying out loud. That sounds crazy. Like crazy to think that was the type of video that I wanted to film when I was 16. And yeah, it's evolved. I've made dance videos or uploaded dance videos. A lot of the videos that I just referenced are since privated. Sorry about that, but something that I want to be unafraid to talk about on my channel is spirituality, not to be confused with religion, because again, these views are my own and you 100% can disagree with me and still happily coexist here, because I'm not judging you. But I have really, I don't know, I've really been on a journey to have my own understanding and perception of who God is, what role I want faith to play in my life. What does faith mean to me now? Because what faith meant to me 5 years ago is something different than it is to me now. And so I've just been exploring and also accepting that I can have so many different ideas and beliefs, and because they're all mine, they can all peacefully coexist together, and I don't have to follow any rules, or I don't have to just believe any one thing. I'm allowed to, and I should be questioning everything and trying on different lenses to see what feels true for me. And I believe that this mascara, by the way, is Tarte Lights Camera Splashes, the waterproof one. I only wear waterproof mascara because otherwise it's a freaking mess. I encourage you to do what feels true for you. That's always going to be a compass leading you home, leading you the right way, because I think about this, even though it seems like so simple or so like cliche, everyone is so completely different, and so of course what works for one person is not always going to work for another, because like we're literally so different. I feel like all of us as humans struggle with like comparing ourselves to other people at one point or another, but we literally have to remind ourselves that there is no one like us. Like literally we are completely unique. So what's one person's morning routine or favorite daily habits or favorite mindsets or favorite, fill in the blank, that's personal to you. So I just encourage you to like silence the voices of everybody else regularly, to get in tune with like, what do I want? What is my inner voice saying? I felt like doing a bold lip. This is somewhat of a bold lip. It's Anastasia, and it's like it's a this. Okay, so this look is complete. Always got to make sure that I don't have lipstick on the teeth. I'm being a bad fake beauty guru right now because I didn't tell you what color this is. This is the color Allison in the it's called Allison, and it's an Anastasia liquid lipstick. She's cute. I feel like the lip really tied it together, and I was considering doing my hair for this video, but after this I'm gonna wash off my makeup and go to bed, and I like this natural air dried hair. She got some inches going on. I rambled about so many different things in this video. I am going to have quite the time editing it. I already know that it's not cohesive, but at the very least, I hope it's entertaining. It was fun. I lived the fantasy of doing my makeup for literally no reason, and now I feel cute for no reason, and I think that everybody needs to do that from time to time. I'm gonna take some pictures for the thumbnail, and then I'm literally gonna wash off my makeup and go to bed and edit this tomorrow. But I hope that you guys are doing really well. Again, if you could pray for my dad, I'd really appreciate that. Make sure that you guys are staying safe and being responsible, especially if you live in the US or here in California where I live. COVID cases are still really bad. Just please do your due diligence, and I'm doing my best to be responsible and use discernment when going anywhere, thinking about doing anything, and prioritizing so that I can stay safe and keep my loved ones safe and those around me safe. Hope that you guys are just doing well. I know that this time is really difficult on the mental, and so literally I've been telling myself there is no rule book for how to deal with this, as long as you are using discernment to not be harmful towards yourself. I think that honestly, I'm at the point in this pandemic where I'm like, anything goes, like anything that's gonna keep me sane. Like, I'm gonna go on drives every day again just to stay sane with the toddler, or I'm going to take more days for self-care if that's what I need, you know what I mean? So that's the note that I want to leave you guys off with. Thank you guys for joining me today. I will see you guys in my next one. I love you guys. Be sure to leave a like and a comment, and of course don't forget to subscribe. Bye guys.